what's happened to me over the last month has been truly extraordinary. You see, I've had two businesses for a very long time. I've been blowing glass for easily 10 years. That's generous. Probably 15 years. And making the beautiful turtles. And that's always been part of my mission. But before I did that, I was a shaman and a healer. And I used to travel the country making medicines out of various different herbs and tinctures and helping people heal on a spiritual level. I'm a Reiki master, and I've always been able, since I was very little, to be able to lay my hands on people and have them experience really great transformations. So I've always known that I've wanted to be a healer. I've always known that that was part of the music that Wayne Dyer talks about, because he says, don't die with your music still in you. And at the same time, I was doing the sea turtle rescue and the sea turtle glass blowing, and that was a huge part of my life for the longest time. And I am grateful for all of it. I really love all of it. But they really were living in two separate camps. And what you're starting to notice with me now is a morphing of sorts, because I am not only still doing the turtles, but I'm telling stories with the turtles that are healing stories, spiritual stories, stories of coaching and supporting and loving you through your journey by telling you bits of mine, right? And I love doing that. I love this new image of where this could go and how it can help people. I've always thought of them as little ambassadors that go out into the world on people's necks, and then people share their stories of how they met me in Maui, or they swam with a sea turtle, or all the different stories that people have when they purchase a piece of jewelry that's sacred to them. And it's just become more clear as I go through this process that that's what I'm supposed to be doing. I am supposed to be telling these stories through these sea turtles. And yay, Carly, hi, lovely to see you. And so these stories are really powerful for me, and I hope they're transformational for you. And Carly actually was the person that pointed out, yay, thank you for the loves, that I don't know if people really understand the entire picture. So I've been a coach for a number of years now, and I love doing relationship coaching. I just love it. It's such in my blood, and I'm really just instinctual with it. I use the Native American medicines that I've learned, as well as my Reiki, which is more Japanese. And yay, Shadi, I'm so glad. And I use different traditions, including my how I was brought up and everything, to kind of create a holistic healing energy for people. But the thing that people know me best for in my coaching is that I turn educational exercises into games. Because I learned long ago that people do not do things, even things that are really good for them, unless there's some kind of a reward and some kind of a payoff. And making games fun is something that just comes naturally to me, and also it gives them the ability to do their homework, you know. So I send couples home with homework to do, and usually it's various different games about communication or apologies and whatever it is that they're working on, right? So anyways, the whole picture is coming into view. Yay, Vanessa, hello. The whole picture is coming into view, and I'm starting to understand myself as a more whole being with this message of healing. And it's been an amazing journey that honestly I really, really, really have to keep thanking Maria Andros and all of the amazing people in my class, because we're all being pushed and shoved into our greatness. Anyways, I wanted to share with you what happened to me yesterday, and that is how this little girl came to be. And I was smart this time. I actually brought a little flashlight so you can see her. I don't know about this blinking though. It looks like she's in a turtle disco. Turtle disco. There we go. There we go. Oh yeah, there we go. Okay. So anyways, I was going to tell you her story. She's a lot bluer. She's more like the blue on the Facebook in real life. But, so I went down to the ocean to shoot some video yesterday, and I got there late, and everything was just going wrong. And you know how that is when everything, thank you, when everything's just going wrong, right? So I'm behind the, slowest person in the world, and my timing is off, and I really needed to get there before the sun came out because I don't want to get burned, and plus the lighting doesn't look right, and da-da-da. And it was windy and crazy and da-da-da. Anyways, long story short, I threw myself off, and I found myself singing, "Always look on the bright side of life, da-do, da-do, da-do-da-do." I don't know if you know that video, but if you can, Google it. It is so uplifting and so hilarious. The basic story of it is that this guy who was being confused as Jesus is traveling through, and he does a whole bunch of adventures and stuff. His name's Brian. It's called Life of Brian. And at the end, he gets crucified, and he's standing up there with a whole bunch of other people on the crucifix, and they're all singing. Their life is over. They're totally, things are not going well. Let's just put it that way. And they're singing that song. And it's so wonderful because some of the words are, when you're chewing on life's gristle, don't grumble, just whistle. I love that one. And then, this'll help things turn out for the best. The point is that when you have places in your life that things aren't going well, you can't control it. You are completely unable to control it. Namaste! Namaste! Hi! That's wonderful to see you. Give Richard my love. And so you really can't control it. There's nothing you can do. So find some tools that talk you off your own ledge, right? Find something that just always, kind of puts a smile on your face and gets you to the next place. Because you're not going to support yourself, your dreams, your focus, your future, your family, any of that by staying stuck and giving your power to something else, right? And so that's why I named her Brightside, because I wish you could see her more in the light. She's super bright blue, probably the brightest, most sparkly turtle I've ever made. And if you are thinking about wanting to get something that just reminds you of that, reminds you how to always take whatever it is that's bad and figure out whatever it is, it's got a shadow side and a light side, right? Always look at the light side, right? Because you can't see the shadows when you're facing the sun. And do something silly, like that song is very silly. Do something like maybe a really hilarious interpretive dance. But do something to get yourself out of your own stuckness, and you will find that even though nobody can change anything, I mean, you honestly, bad things are going to happen, like I couldn't do anything about what happened yesterday, but thanks, Vanessa. But I can control how I handle it. I can control how I interpret it and how I let it inform who I am and what I do next, right? And so that's one of the most beautiful, powerful messages that I can get out there for people is everything's got a shadow side and a light side, and just look for the light side in every single situation, even the really horrible ones, and you'll be fine.